Welcome back, everybody. You may have heard of this next guest due to her very strong criticism of President Biden's handling of the open border at the southern border. After all, Cassy Garcia is running in the 28th Congressional District of Texas. That represents a large chunk of our southern border. She joins us now to discuss why this very border issue is at the top of her constituents' mind as we go to the November elections. Cassy, you have an eyewitness every day to what it's like to have 2 million illegal migrants coming across that border. Tell us a little bit about what you and your constituents in South Texas are seeing.
You know, I grew up, I was raised down in the Rio Grande Valley for the past 37 years, and this is the worst I've ever seen the crisis, the humanitarian crisis on our southern border. I am the proud wife of a Border Patrol agent who has served this great country for 26 years. He has also never seen the border a mess. And we talk about the amount of fentanyl coming across our border, the amount of people that are dying, 2 million apprehensions, over 800 people have died crossing the river, the dangerous journey. Women have been raped, have been murdered, and the administration is quiet. The left is quiet. No one's talking about it. But you know what? I live and breathe this every single day, and enough is enough. And people are frustrated. The people of District 28 are sick and tired of the Biden administration ignoring the crisis on our southern border.
Yeah, this has been a district that's been in Democrat hands for a long time. Henry Cuellar is a current holder of the office, but there seems to be a very significant change underway. You seem to have lit a fire. People are very excited about your candidacy. Talk about getting people to open their minds to considering a Republican and trying to get this situation solved at the border finally.
Yeah, so this district has been Democrat controlled for over 110 years. So they've never had a Republican ever serve this great district. The opponent, Henry Cuellar, has been in office since I've been in kindergarten. And right now he's under a criminal investigation for corruption. The National Border Patrol Council, who's always endorsed Henry Cuellar, has endorsed me in this race because they know I will get the job done. Also, at the end of the day, Henry Cuellar, his first vote is always for Nancy Pelosi, and he voted against infrastructure for our southern border. And the Border Patrol agents need they need technology, they need personnel, they need infrastructure to help them do their jobs. And that's what I plan to do. People are ready for a new voice in Washington, D.C. And that's why I can't wait till November 8th till we flip the seat red and show Washington, D.C. that we are Americans. I'm running for Congress to defend faith, family, and freedom, and we are hardworking. This district, John, is 80% Hispanic. Hispanics do not want to see an open border. They want a strong and secure border, and we support legal immigration, not illegal immigration.
Yeah, such an important thing. All the polling shows that, and yet the Democratic Party doesn't seem to be getting that message. Being married to a Border Patrol agent, you get to see the toll that occurs every day on the great men and women of that agency. Give us a little sense of how overwhelmed they are, how little support they get, and their current feelings about what's going on at the border.
And you know what? The morale is so low. Under the previous administration, you talk to the Border Patrol agents, they were excited to do their job. They had somebody who had their back that allowed them to do their job. And when they apprehended somebody, they were getting sent back immediately. Now under this administration, there is no policy. They have, people are coming in and every single day, each sector is seeing about 2,000 migrants every single day. That takes a toll on the agent and their families as well, because they didn't sign up to do this. They didn't sign up to allow people to come in our country. There's law and order. Right now, this administration is not enforcing laws on the books. In fact, I had my husband, he was off on Saturday. I took him with me on the campaign trail. And as we were driving down to Laredo, we witnessed a bailout. He goes, oh, look, there's air marine up in the air, and we saw a bailout. For those who don't know what a bailout is, basically people that are running from the law. Right. And as soon as they hit a fence, they run out of the vehicles, and you either got DPS and Border Patrol going in to apprehend those individuals. And then on the way back, we saw in Normandy a busload. I call those white buses, customer buses, and there was about 150 migrants getting ready to get apprehended, processed, and released. And so it takes a toll, and it's hard because they signed up to protect our borders. Border security is national security, and the fact that this administration is not talking about it. You got Kamala Harris, who's going to be in Austin, Texas 2 weeks from now to do a fundraiser, and she's our border czar and has yet to visit the southern border. And so at the end of the day, we need this administration to step up, to do their job. At the end of the day, we are going to take back the House, and we're going to make sure that when we take back the House, We're going to ensure that we have security hearings, and I can't wait to have a hearing with AOC, because the left right now, there's no outcry from the left, and it's unbelievable and hypocrisy that they're not saying a thing about what is happening and that we're being overrun. It's an invasion, what we're seeing on our southern border.
Yeah, it really is amazing. There was a big moment in the last few days. Texas Governor Greg Abbott declared several of the Mexican drug cartels to be foreign terrorist organizations for the first time, and he pleaded with President Biden to do the same. This fentanyl is like a chemical attack. It's not just drug running. It is killing people, poisoning them, even with a single dose. Now they're making this stuff to maybe fool children into picking it up. How important is it that we get a national declaration of Mexican drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations?
I applaud Governor Abbott for stepping up on so many levels. One, for also, sending his troops, the border, the Texas troopers, game wardens out there on the river and their boats out there to secure our southern border, but also to lead in the front as labeling them as cartels, as terrorists. That's what they are. They're making billions of dollars every year on harvesting on these young people, folks that are coming to our country. People are paying between $3,000 to $5,000 just to come across, and when they get sent back, they're going to have to raise up some more money. So the cartels are making a lot of money. And so I applaud this administration. In fact, when I get to Congress, when we flip the seat red, that's one of the first things, I know Congressman Chip Roy has introduced a bill to do that, to highlight labeling the cartels as a terrorist foreign organization, right. And I plan to do the same thing, introducing that in when I get to Congress. It's so important, and we are being overrun by the cartels, and the administration needs to wake up and needs to see what is happening. It's unbelievable, John, that the fact that we're seeing this every single day, and it's not fair to the Hispanic communities that are having to bear the burden of using taxpayer dollars to bus these migrants out of the area. And you've got Martha's Vineyard up in arms because they received over 50 migrants. What about the communities of Eagle Pass, Del Rio, the Rio Grande Valley, El Paso? It's not fair to them, and even Laredo.
It's dangerous as well. Well, Cassy, we're real excited to be watching your race. It's going to be one of the bellwethers on November 8th. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much. So honored to be with you today.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more conversation coming up about the border right after these commercial messages.